this is Joe and Helen from Blowing the Stink Off, and we're getting ready to leave for our first camping trip of the year today. And we wanted to share a couple things with you about how we get ready to pack and how we plan and organize for our trip, and to introduce you to Stanley. So Stanley is our new puppy. You may recall some of our other videos. We had Stella. Unfortunately and sadly, Stella passed away a few months ago, and
we miss her like crazy.
We miss her like crazy, but now we have Stanley, and Stanley's a very good boy. He's 5 months old, and this is his first trip, so I'm sure he's going to do great. So we'd like to show you how we get everything all planned.
So we'll go to the bathroom first. We let the towels just hang because if they fall down, it's no big deal. They're not going to break. In this cabinet, we keep all of our paper goods, extra towels, cleaning supplies, little handheld rechargeable vacuum that my son and daughter-in-law got us, which is wonderful. We love it. Okay, for traveling, we have to leave the shower doors closed and latched, so that's something that you have to make sure that you do before you leave. Okay, and this medicine cabinet is where we keep our toiletries, sunscreen, bug spray, that kind of stuff. The shampoo and conditioner is inside the shower. It's hanging in its little basket. It's not going to go anywhere. Down here we keep just some hair dryer and our any medicines and stuff that we might need while we're away. Let's go back. Okay, so over here in this cabinet is where we keep all of our dry goods, all our food, and looks like we have a lot of snacks, but we like to overpack. Who knows what you're going to feel like eating while you're away? So we
like snacks.
Yeah, we pack a ton of stuff, and if we don't eat it, we'll bring it home. No big deal. So that's all that stuff. And in the refrigerator, I like to prepare at home as much as possible before we leave, so that we're not spending the whole time we're away cooking. I don't want to get to camping and then have to cook macaroni salad or have to, I try to just prepare everything ahead of time to make it that much easier camping.
All of our meals are planned.
Yeah.
So we know exactly what we need to bring.
Yeah, we know exactly what we're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we try to prepare as much of it ahead of time as we can. Okay. So you just have to make sure that the refrigerator is latched shut so it doesn't open up and stuff fall out on your way. That wouldn't be fun. In these cabinets we keep our dishes and plates and bowls and cups and stuff like that. So we zip tie it closed just to make sure that if it does open while we're driving, nothing's going to fall out of it. This stuff could break if it fell out, so that's why we do that. And in this cabinet is just some games and movies, DVDs and stuff in case we get to a place that doesn't have cable. We make sure the table is in the proper position for traveling. And there's Stanley.
That's not where Stanley travels.
No.
Right, Stanley?
And we travel with our shades up. We were told by our salesperson when we bought the camper that usually when you're traveling they recommend the shades down, but since ours don't attach at the bottom, they would just be rattling the whole time we were driving, so we drive with them up. Okay, in the kitchen we just make sure that we take out the plate from the microwave, the glass dish, and we put it in one of the drawers underneath the dinette so that if that happened to open, the plate wouldn't come out and crash down. We don't use the covers for this. I don't even think they're in the camper. I think they're in our storage unit or something, because I don't use them ever anyway, so there's no point in traveling with them, so we don't have the covers on the sink. Our silverware and our stuff, towels and whatnot are all in those drawers. And over in this cabinet, we have our paper goods like, trash bags and aluminum foil, stuff like that. Our cooking utensils and stuff like that. And down here we have our pots and pans, tea kettle, lids for the pots and pans. We have our Keurigs down at the bottom. That whole bag is full of Stanley's food and toys and treats and whatnot.
And you notice the shelves in here. We have these little step-up shelves. Yeah, that's because these are so tall, so we get to double our space by putting these little shelves in there.
Right. Yeah, these shelves could come out to make like a hanging closet, but we don't bring tuxedos and ball gowns when we go camping. We don't bring anything that needs to be hung up, so we don't need it to be a hanging, like a wardrobe.
And he's just so cute, I can't help but film him.
And that's not where his crate is going to go. We're just put his crate in there for traveling, but once we get where we're going, we're going to put his crate over here at the end of the bed, and we feel like that'll just be more comfortable for everybody. And hopefully someday when he's not 5 months old and a puppy, we won't need a crate when we go out, which will be fun. Okay, so in here, up in those cabinets above the beds, that's just our clothes, so we don't zip tie them closed or anything, because if our clothes fall out, it's no big deal, not the end of the world. And what else? That's it, right? We're all packed, we're all ready to go. We can't wait to get there and unpack and set everything up. Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna,
excited.
yes, definitely. Now I'm gonna take you
Right.
outside and show you. Yes.
Yes.
Right. And now I'm gonna take you outside and show you how I get the truck ready to go. This is Joe again. So I have a Ram 1500 pickup truck. Our camper is a 24-foot. It tows very, very nicely. I have plenty of power to tow it along, and so we don't pack super heavy. So usually it's pretty easy going. But what we put in the back of the truck is pretty straightforward. I have a little bit of firewood in the back over there, some folding chairs to use when we get set up. I have Stanley's pen for outside. I have this plastic bin that I use to store fire starting stuff or firewood. Down here I'll have this other bin will go inside the back of the truck when I'm done. All of the pads that the leveling jacks sit on will go in that box. And you see I have my air compressor out, and that's because I had airbags installed on my truck in the back, and that helps support the load, so I have no sag, and it actually really helps my ride when we're towing down the road. Lifted up the back leveling stands because my next step now is to lift the camper up so that I can clear the hitch on the truck. And I don't know if you can tell from the shot here, but I have a kind of a pretty uneven driveway, so I have to lift it up quite a bit to get on the ball here. Lift this guy up. And now if you look at the front jacks, so now those are coming up, so I'll clear those out as well. And I still have the wheel chocks on here. I have them on this side as well as the other side because I don't want the camper to roll back when I lift it up. And we'll lift these guys up. And as I mentioned before, I have this tote that I keep all the wood blocks in so they stay dry. So we have the steps open here on the side, and I'm going to leave that out for now because we'll probably go in and do one last walkthrough before we actually drive off. But I'm going to back the truck up. How is it?
It needs to go up more.
Needs up more? I hate how that wobbles.
Oh. Am I in danger?
I hope not. So that looks pretty good there. We'll take this back. Pass this off to Helen and just keep a close eye on it. I think I'm definitely high enough.
Come on. Come on. A little bit more. Okay. I think that's good.
So now we'll drop it on there. Nice, nice, love it, love it. and it's good. And we'll put the clip on there so it doesn't come loose.
That one little clip holds the whole camper on.
Yeah, and that one little clip is holding that trailer hitch on the ball. So I have these stabilizer bars, sway bars, and I don't put those on in my driveway. I drive down to the local fire station around the corner and I pull in their parking lot, just because it's much easier to get them on in a level parking area. So now that I'm fully hooked up, I'm going to hook up the chains and the trailer brake and take those other blocks out, and then I'm going to pull the trailer forward just a little bit to get it off of my leveling blocks in the back, which are curved ones. So these chocks now we can take out. Those we can take right out. And the ones on this side, I forget what they're called, but they're the curved ones where you drive up on them and you can get varying height adjustment out of them. So we're just going to drive right off of those right now. I'm going to put the stairs up just because I don't want to bend anything when I'm backing up off of those ramps. So we'll just fold that up temporarily for now. Take these other pieces of wood while we're at it. So we're hooked up. I'm going to raise this guy up all the way. All the ants down there, it's crazy.
Oh wow, yeah.
The ants were living underneath that block. I don't know if you can see them all, it's crazy. Tons and tons of them living under those pieces of wood and plastic. So for traveling, we take the jack stand off the bottom here so it doesn't scrape on the road or anything while we're driving or fall out or lose it, which would be very inconvenient. And we'll take our chains, just even though we're only going to pull forward a foot or two here, we're going to take our chains and hook them up. Remember to always cross the chains. And the trailer brake we'll hook up as well, just in case it starts rolling. We're still plugged into shore power.
Oh, okay.
Over here we're still plugged into shore power.
Should we unplug that?
So we'll unplug that. You can plug the security camera back in. Alright, so now power is disconnected from the camper. So we have the 12-volt system on our camper, so if we didn't have the truck power in there, it'd be running off the battery, which is trickle charged by the solar panel up on the roof.
They're all dirty.
Yeah, so all this stuff we just store right up here in the front. I got sewer hoses, clean water hoses, sewer hoses, the little
sewer hose
leveler
holder
for the sewer hose holder. So we just stash all this stuff in here, along with the foot of the leveling jack. These blocks, these two 4x4s, we'll just throw in the back of the truck for now. These wood blocks will go in the back of the truck as well. We're going to need those when we get to the campsite. And these guys go on the other side, so we'll walk around to the other side here. And they get stored in here.
Where's the welcome mat going there?
You can throw it in here if you want. I can put it in the back of the truck, wherever.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, so we're gonna make some last minute connections. I'm gonna hook the power up. Enter in the code.
And then hit the little lock button?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, that's another thing. So we've installed this RV lock on here. this year because we got locked out last year, if you remember, at Saco River Campground where we're going right now. So now we have to just remember our code and we'll be good. Okay, so now we're going to check the airbags. We're going to put about 15 psi in each bag, which really helps with the ride quality. You know, there's a lot of weight on here. This is only a 1500 pickup, so you can see it actually is not sagging too bad right now because there might be some air in there. Let's see how much pressure we have. So that one's at almost 30 and that one's at 25. So let's drop this one down a little bit. So there we are at 25 and 25. So that'll probably be good for the ride. So we'll just leave them just like that. So here's Stanley getting hooked up for the drive. I have backup camera and a tire monitor system here that we're going to hook up as well. How are we doing it? Brake?
Brake left, right.
Brake left, right. So Helen's going to go to the back.
Yep.
Alright, so that's all good. The Ram 1500 has a 12 volt jack adapter right here, so I can plug in backup camera. And then what we usually do is we just sit it up here for the drive. And what you'll notice is that we have no image. So one thing you have to remember when you're hooking up this particular backup camera is you need to make sure your lights are in the on position. So here I have off, emergency lights, and there's the on position. So there's my backup camera view now. And we're ready to go.
Whatever, I don't know.
Short drive from our house, and you know, the trailer's a little bouncy because we don't have these sway bars on. So we're going to do that right now. So the first thing we have to do is we have to lift up the truck a little bit, which makes it much easier to snap the sway bars into place. Can you just hold that for me? This is the tool that we use to snap it into place. There's one of the sway bars. And there's the other one. This will just pop in there like this. This will slide. You see this gap here? We need to make up for that.
I'll hold it once you get going.
So we'll put the foot back on temporarily. Take that pin out on that side, honey. Okay. Just go right here, like this. And put the pin back in. I'll go and do the other side.
Turned out to be a beautiful day. It's supposed to rain today.
Side's a little tighter. Still a good fit. All right. Now we'll take the weight off of it. So these bars will keep the trailer nice and level and keep it from swaying side to side as we're driving. You're not getting a shot of my butt crack, are you?
No, not this time.
Alright. And the last thing we have to do is to go to the other side.
I'm just looking to see how level we are. Beautifully level.
Huh?
Beautifully level.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, nice.
Perfect.
Yep. Go to the other side?
Yeah, go to the other side. So the last thing to do is to adjust the tension on the sway bar, which is this guy here. So I'm going to tighten this by hand, and that reduces the amount of sway that this type of hitch will go. So we're going to tighten it till it's almost too hard to turn, like right about there, and then we're going to go back a little bit, and that's all how you set it.
Did you do the other side?
That's it.
Oh, there's only one
on
side?
one side.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay. Okay, little pin, do your job. Hang on to the tail.
All right. You ready?
We'll see you when we get there.
We finally made it here. It's 10:05. We left the house at about 12:30-ish or so. We're all fully set up. I want to show you our campsite. So here's the view coming out of the porch side of the camper, and this is the Saco River right here. And here's the campsite. So we have our truck is parked here, we got the camper. Here we have Stanley's playpen here. We're looking good. When we checked in here, the lady at check-in told us that they're having a little bit of a gypsy moth worm problem. So you can kind of hear them chewing at the trees a little bit as I'm standing here. I don't know if you can hear it over the lawnmower or not in the background. But I can hear it. You can look at this tree here, and the site next to me has been munched pretty good, but our tree on our site is still very full. But there you can hear stuff dropping every now and then. It doesn't seem too bad. We had people on the site next to us over here when we got here, and they decided to move over back behind us to get away from the leaves dropping and whatever. We'll play it by ear, see how it goes. So far it doesn't seem to be too bad. That's why we set up our little tent over the picnic table so it would stay clean. Chairs are under the awning, so I think we're good. We'll have a fire later on tonight. Is that a puppy in there?
There's a puppy in there. Okay, here we are, camping. There's Stanley. He's not sure how he feels about it. Right, puppy? He'll get used to it, right? We got a beautiful site. We're parked parallel to the river, so this is what we see from our door, which is beautiful. Okay, we got our coffee maker set up, all ready for coffee in the morning. Just got our utensils out and our tea kettle. Here we got our placemats out. We got a little candy dish because we always need candy. And Stanley's crate is right there. That's where he's going to be sleeping. Oh, he found the window. I think he likes that. Yeah, we got our TV. We got our cable hooked up. Everything's good. It's beautiful. It's cool. We're here.
Yes. Right. Yes. Oh. So the first drink of many for this long weekend. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we'll talk to you later. Bye. Helen and Stanley are relaxing outside, and we're getting ready to start dinner. So here's our final product: cheesesteaks, mushrooms, onions, corn, some macaroni salad, a little bit for Stanley over there who's being such a good boy. Right? There's beautiful looking macaroni salad. And we're gonna eat right now. Looks delicious.
That's so good.
Yes.
Right.
Right? Here we are coming back from the dog park. Trying to get Stanley to go potty. He don't want to go. He's being naughty boy. He's being naughty boy. Just out here by the dog park. Today's Thursday. There's nobody here. There's like a cluster of like 4 or 5 campers near our campsite, but the rest of the campground is basically empty. Stanley gave me licks. He gave me licks.